Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and I am hoping everybody's having a great weekend. It is Saturday officially. It is 3:35 a.m. while I am recording this video, and today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. Market is looking a little bit good, but overall we are still fighting that 44K mark on Bitcoin. We can make sure that this is just fully updated. There you guys have it. I just refreshed. Of course, yes, I am focusing on XRP right now currently, but overall, I'm definitely watching the entire market, especially altcoins in general. I mean, avoiding some of these other coins here, but just in general, we are seeing some altcoin movements across the board when we actually look at some of the legitimate projects in terms of the top 100. But overall, I'm not too concerned with the market structure currently. I definitely am going to be focusing on XRP once we do break over 85 cents again. But until then, I'm not going to really do any price action movement because there's really no point just currently. But I will say this. My structures are pretty much, out there in terms of where I want to see Bitcoin back to, and of course XRP back to. I've given you guys those many times, and I do believe that over this weekend into the weekly candle close, we could see some interesting price movement. But I'm not going to be looking at anything, just yet until we do see some major impulses on Bitcoin and XRP. We need a lot more volume right now. But of course, I do want to talk to you guys about some things in regards to some partnerships, in terms of some talks that are, going on, and specifically, this talk between Currency Cloud and Wire Barley. So, first off, we do see the managing director at Wire Barley pretty much joined in on the fun, talking more so about the future of Fintech in general, talking about partnerships, payment innovation, and of course Currency Cloud did join in on the fun. Now the significance thing about this is that yes, they are both, Ripple partners, but the best part about this is, first off, you need to look at a lot of these partnerships and see how big just some of these little clients are that you've probably never heard of. Like, I do want anybody that's watching this right now, maybe you've heard of Wire Barley, doesn't matter, comment down below if you have heard of this company before, because if you haven't, that's totally fine. I just want you to all understand that although some of these names you might not know of, maybe you just know Citibank, maybe you know American Bank, maybe you know just some big names. Well, these smaller names are also fairly large. First off, cost efficient, beyond fast, anytime, anywhere, 24/7. But check this out, a truly global money market. This is positioned all around the world. We actually see 450,000 customers, $1.5 billion funds safely transferred, and 230 plus corridors just from one partnership alone. This is fairly large. Now, yes, are they using XRP? It's, in question. It's hard to say, but we do know that they do have a partnership with XRP. Best part about this is also Currency Cloud. So, in fact, when we're talking about Currency Cloud, I've always told you guys that this is also a very large company. In fact, I remember specifically making a video a few days ago when I was talking to you guys about Currency Cloud and how large of a company this actually is. Of course, you could see their purpose, their values, pretty much all this, in general, talking about pretty much this entire market and where we are currently right now in terms of adoption and stuff like that, and pretty much how the roots have been laid. But the best part about this is in terms of how large this actually is. We have almost 400 employees and are growing fast. New team members join every day. They saw us raise $80 million. We've now processed more than $75 billion in payments and have transferred payments to more than 180 countries around the world. So this is pretty big, and of course, yes, they do have some investors like Visa, BNP Paribas, and of course, Google Ventures as well. This is a very, very large company, and yes, they are still on board with Ripple. It's great to see, but it's also the idea that, these two companies joined in on a talk with partnerships, the secret to Fintech success. Now, I'm not going to listen to this because it's 43 minutes long. Of course, you guys are more than welcome to go check this out. But in general, they were discussing the regulatory challenges in the U.S. and abroad, tangible examples of how partnerships help you succeed, why startups depend on speed, and how partners help you attain it. A new landscape, talking more so about, regulations come into the space, pretty much a new revolutionary type of payment structure and infrastructure which is being built right now. And a lot of these major fintech companies do see that already because they are working with, of course, Ripple. In fact, one of the largest names out there, which of course I've discussed to you guys on a daily basis now because it's such a massive, company, but Tranglo, right? We've discussed Tranglo, the biggest puzzle piece to all of it, and I love the fact that they're utilizing puzzle pieces here. But we do see Ripple and TNG Fintech got us through 2021, and then some. Here's to another great year transforming cross-border payments together. Now, I just want you guys to understand that cross-border payments are a $155 trillion market. It's a very large market, and, Ripple is really positioning themselves with a lot of these huge names, and everybody keeps, focusing on, the smaller picture. Why isn't XRP's price going up while, all these partnerships are ramping up and they're using, Ripple technology? Well, we're not in a utility-driven market yet. Plus, we don't know if they are utilizing XRP, as these ODL customers do have a choice to use XRP or not. They do get much better rates, much better efficiencies, especially utilizing XRP. So it's a no-brainer move for these companies to utilize XRP, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were. Now, I do not know for sure that Tranglo is. We don't know that. We just know that they are partnered with Ripple for cross-border payments. And we do see here, signed 51 new partnerships. Incredible. Achieved 26% growth in processing value. Transactions up 40%. This is pretty large. And of course, launched Ripple's ODL service. $48 million, 250,000 ODL transactions in the first 100 days. So that's pretty crazy to think about, honestly, if you think about that. And of course, we do see here as well payout expansion in Europe and the Middle East, which with a focus on ODL. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more growth within the ODL scene for Ripple. I think that is such a huge demand area that needs to be focused on. Everybody's always focused on, the aspects of, all right, well, let's get, streamlined payments. Let's try to make the payment, infrastructure a lot faster, blah, blah, blah. But what about unlocking liquidity? What about, untrapping that locked liquidity that's trapped behind Nostro-Vostro accounts in a $27 trillion, pretty much massive pre-approved account? That's pretty much what I look at them. Of course they are separate accounts, but it's $27 trillion. And Ripple is solving this. And of course they are solving the $155 trillion cross-border dilemma, and they are solving the SME and even the B2B market as well in terms of their, failed payments. Like, there's so much money that will flow over Ripple in my mind. It's just astronomical. Okay, so understand what you hold. Now, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about Palau. So let's go back in time a little bit. So we do know that Palau, announced their stablecoin on the XRP ledger. We do see our Palau president talks about his plans for the crypto forward nation, including how Ripple will help Palau deliver digital wallets to every resident. And of course, we do see that they are eyeing its own stablecoin after the launch of a digital residency program earlier this week. Best part about this is, guess what? They're talking way more about just, stablecoins and stuff like that. So we know that it's a very small island with just under 20,000 citizens, but it is still, in my mind, a fairly large area, especially for just crypto adoption to really kind of test it. We do see here, once approved, users will be issued a non-fungible token of their digital resident IDs, giving them access to Palau-based perks like shipping services and, of course, physical address. This is actually pretty big. We're moving into digitization of, ID. Now, I do want to focus on this quote right here. We're working on having a crypto exchange here. We're working on a stablecoin. We're working on a corporate registry. This is actually pretty big. And of course, they already signed, a memorandum of understanding with crypto payments firm Ripple to make this happen. And I think that this is awesome. Best part about it is we do see here, one of the challenges that we have in Palau is it's hard to get pennies. It's hard to get quarters. Cash shortages are a real thing here. So what digital wallets would really provide is freedom from having to go to the bank. This is huge. So I'm actually really focused on this, and I think that this is awesome to see. Also, I do believe that we will see, at some point in time, crypto banks. I think that is on, I think that is already being built. I think that once regulations are in place, I think that we're going to see a lot more of that. But, I am more so with, Ashish Burla, so GM of RippleNet. We do see here, in the year 2025, Coinbase, Robinhood app, Chime, and Revolut app are going to head for retail financial services powered by crypto. Crypto exchanges and neobanks will be one and the same down the line. We do see here, no longer need banks. That is just wishful thinking. We are always going to need banks for some kind. They will change how they look, perhaps, but what would you call Uphold or Coinbase in this new world? A bank, right? And that is the case. Like, what would you classify a bank currently? Because in my mind, I do treat these exchanges more like banks, and I think that these are going to be the banks of tomorrow. I think that these are the banks of the future. And the best part about this is that, guess what? If that is the case, a lot of these major exchanges could easily plug and play with DLT technology and actually utilize it to have cross-border payments streamlined, to have on-demand liquidity services. Like, I'm very excited for this. Now, I do want to talk to you guys about, of course, what you've been waiting for, and that is the SEC massive Bombshell event. We do see here the SEC Gov must surrender an email with a draft of former Director William Hinman's speech on whether Ether is a security to Ripple in an ongoing lawsuit the agency filed against the crypto startup a judge ruled. And we do have this official ruling today. I know that you've probably all seen this already, but the reason why I'm bringing this back up is because it goes hand in hand with what I've been saying. Regulations are on the move. I believe that we will see regulations very soon, and we do see here we're pleased with the court's order which grants Ripple access to important documents that the SEC was withholding. We will continue to aggressively defend the case, and we remain optimistic that resolution of this case will provide much needed clarity to the industry. And this is coming from, of course, Stu Alderati himself, the general counsel for Ripple, and I am right there with him. I think that this is going to be a huge bombshell. I think that this is going to go down in history. And Johnny Deaton is pretty much on this as well. He is saying, like I said before, Hinman better lawyer up. The day the SEC Gov filed Hinman's sworn affidavit in the Ripple XRP case stating Ether free pass speech represented only his personal opinion and not the SEC guidance placed him in violation of Title V. We do see, I keep hearing rumbling about the SEC thinking Ethereum was a security. After all, 2022, maybe even more of an SEC, terrible show than I thought. And of course, we do see here, as a former federal prosecutor, I've won cases with less circumstantial evidence of guilt than imagine what might be uncovered through subpoena power. The sad irony is that those that celebrate the lawsuit against Ripple might ultimately regret the lawsuit the most, and that is those who are Ethereum holders. I do believe that Ethereum is about to get targeted next. I honestly think that Ethereum is on, in my mind, the target board. I think that this is going to be a massive spiraling effect that is going to be a huge bombshell event for all of crypto. Of course, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, though. I'd love to hear from you all. Of course, I hope you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are. I hope that you guys are all having an incredible weekend. But of course, if you guys did enjoy the video, definitely leave that like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And like I did say, guys, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.